Hello and welcome everyone. Today I want to show you a trick that you can use on melodic instruments, and I really love to use it especially on guitars. And I want you to tell me, is this a mixing trick or is this a sound design trick in your opinion? I will play back this music now, and while doing so I will dial in and out the effect with this energy macro. And you just listen and see how that feels to you. How did that feel to you? What was that? It was kind of warmer, it was stronger, it had more color, it was more lively, it was more melodic. It was somehow everywhere a little bit more. But what exactly is it? Is it mixing or is it sound design? I think at this point you might say it is mixing because, you know, it is basically the same sound, the same sensation, the same melody, but just a little bit more full, a little bit more all over the place, but still with the same consistency. So what is it? Let me open up the layer. As you can see, what this energy macro does is when it's on 0%, it only plays back the first layer, the bypass layer, that has no effects in it. And when I'm turning up the macro, then it dials out the bypass and dials in the other two layers. And it turns down the gain a little bit. So one of these layers is just the tool, panning on 60% right, so the signal is just shifted to the right, and the other layer is tool with the signal being shifted to the left. But wait, there is more. There is also another effect on this lane, which is kilohertz pitch shifter, and I've set it on exactly -5 semitones. Let's listen to this sound in solo. So what would you say now? Is this still mixing or is it sound design? Let me guess, most of you would have probably said that this is mixing when you just heard the initial sound and how it was composed with the rest of the music. But now that you know that there is actually a pitch shifter, a creative effect in this layer, you would probably say that it also has something sound designish to it. Especially because pitch shifters are usually not used by the mixing engineer but by the guitar players themselves as a pedal. And they also really like to use values like -5 or +7 because those are power chords. Physically, it makes a lot of sense to use power chords for these kind of things because the harmonics that they introduce are also in the so-called harmonic series. I don't want to talk too much about the harmonic series in this video, but it's just one of the most fundamental properties of complex signals is that they usually follow the harmonic series. And when something aligns with the harmonic series, then we usually perceive that as pretty harmonic. Let's add another layer of this and actually try +7. It doesn't feel like there is a new melody in there, it just feels like the melody that's already there just has more strength to it. And that's the sensation that you get from adding power chords to a melody. We could try any other value and you will immediately see that it doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh, this one makes sense, but you know why it does? Because this is an octave +7, 19, 12 + 7. I think it's an interesting question whether this counts as mixing or sound design, because when you're mixing a track, you always have to find a good compromise between being adventurous, between trying to find the potential of the sound, the sweet spot, between carving out what makes it very exciting, and between respecting the material, not going too hard, trying to enhance what is already there, not going too creative, staying technical. What's more important? How would you choose? Let me show you another example. Here you can hear a guitar and it has a very long effect chain. But this is the most important part of the effect chain. It consists of this layer, which is basically almost a dry signal but with a subtle frequency shifter on it to just make it a little bit more watery. Then there is a chorus layer, because chorus modulation is just nice on such guitars. And then, very important, a pitch shifter, an octave down, and a pitch shifter, another octave down. If you listen to the pitch shifted guitar just by itself, it sounds kinda grainy because obviously this is a granular pitch shifter. And yeah, it sounds creative, it doesn't sound like mixing. But when you're listening to the entire guitar and especially in the mix, it is just a vibe. So is this mixing or is this sound design? What would you say?